The High Limit Banquet provided some funny moments and some news and clues about 2025. We'll talk about all of that, plus Trophy Cup entries, a great drive from Derek Hagar, and more. Let's go. It's Monday, October 14th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. Kubota's commitment to quality extends beyond manufacturing equipment. It also includes providing genuine parts to keep your equipment running smoothly. Kubota Genuine Parts are designed and manufactured specifically for Kubota machines to ensure optimal performance, durability, and compatibility. By choosing Kubota Genuine Parts, you can have peace of mind knowing that your equipment is getting the high-quality components it deserves. Don't compromise on quality. Trust Kubota Genuine Parts for all your replacement and maintenance needs. Keep your Kubota equipment running smoothly and efficiently with the reliability and assurance of genuine parts. Keep it genuine, keep it Kubota. You can find a full line of Kubota Genuine Parts at any one of the more than 1,000 dealers nationwide. You can find a dealer in the My Kubota app or visit KubotaUSA.com. The first Kubota High Limit Sprint Car season is in the books, and they followed up the season finale from Saturday night with their championship banquet last night. My favorite moment of the evening was probably Flow Racing CEO Mark Floriani calling out infamous sprint car Twitter guy Derek Bean over a recent tweet about how Brad started a series to win a championship because he couldn't win with the Outlaws anymore. The tweet was obviously dripping with sarcasm, but apparently that gets lost on some folks. Either way, though, great moment. There were lots of other little nuggets through the night, and if you missed it, I've gathered kind of a few of the most important ones, especially those that give us clues for next season. I mentioned yesterday that I thought there could be as many as 7 driver and team combos with questions for next season, with one of those situations getting clarity, and we can probably add another to that list. The addition is Brenham Crouch. The young Texas driver was up against it all season. He finished 16th in the standings, just 2 top 10 finishes. Crouch moved up to High Limit after winning the IRA championship the season before, and we obviously knew this was going to be a learning season for him. He shared that he's not sure what their plans are for 2025. His brother Brecton has also started making some more sprint car starts, and there have been rumors that the 11 car from CMS might return in 2025 as well. Remember that 11 car ran 2023 with Buddy Kofoid and then Corey Eliason in the seat, but it kind of shuttered for this year after they made runs at several high-profile free agents and potential free agents. That list of potential top drivers is much smaller this season, though, and several are already committed elsewhere. Moving on, Parker Price Miller ended up finishing the season with Brandon Eikenberry after effectively having to park his own car following the Tuscarora 50. It was a battle all the way to the end with just a single top 10 over the final 8 races. As expected, PPM also confirmed that he's not sure what 2025 will bring just yet. So he was one that we had figured was probably on this list, but he just kind of confirmed that. The other one, which I'm sure you've seen everywhere over the last several hours, was the confirmation that James McFadden is indeed done racing full-time in the U.S. This one had been rumored for a while. We've talked about this a few times on the Daily Show, and McFadden shared during his remarks on stage that he will head home to Australia and likely only run a few races in the States in 2025. I've been told that J-Mac will likely have a new ride in Australia and could be back down under as soon as the next week or two to begin racing there for the season. Remember, their sprint car season is opposite of the U.S. Action is actually already underway for the 2024-2025 sprint car season in Australia, and several events have already been run. McFadden will be an absolute force down there this year, I think, and I think he could be in line for a lot of big wins. Who he might race for in the U.S. in 2025, still not settled, but don't be surprised if he's back with Roth when he returns. As for the team side, what happens with that second Roth car, I think will be a big question mark as the season progresses. McFadden's crew chief, Brent Ventura, also revealed that he won't be on the road next season either, and there are multiple scenarios in play for what could happen. It is my understanding that Toyota still wants to run both teams nationally next season, and all signs point to no changes for Buddy Kofoid in his 83 with Dylan Buswell in charge. Kofoid has been on an absolute tear since the Jackson Nationals, and will be someone I think we're going to talk about next season as a potential Outlaw title contender, especially if he can keep this speed up. So if that second car does continue full-time, who will the driver and crew chief be? You could likely see Ryan Timms in a Roth car later this week at Trophy Cup, and he could certainly be a candidate. Tim's been running that Keith Kunz midget. We know there's Toyota connections with Keith Kunz. Obviously, Toyota connections here with Roth, so that could, play part in this. And then if they get a driver and a crew chief, do they take advantage of the charter and stay high limit, or do both Roth cars go outlaw racing? That's another scenario that could be in play, I've heard. I think a lot of intrigue here and plenty to still figure out over the coming weeks and months. I'm bummed, though, that J-Mac is done as a full-timer in the United States. I certainly understand his reasons, but he's a great character for sprint car racing and one hell of a driver. He missed the first part of the high-limit season, still managed to get that Roth team into 4th in the owner standings to be in line for one of those charters, and got himself up to 7th in the driver's standings. The American side of sprint car racing will certainly be a little worse off without James McFadden. And I know we've been focusing a lot on high limit here lately with the silly season stuff. We will talk some outlaws at some point in the future soon. It's really just been because the high limit season ended so much earlier, where there's just been a lot of transition here and a lot of rumors on this side. There are changes coming on the outlaw side as well. We'll talk plenty about that in future daily shows. Speaking of Trophy Cup, that big 360 sprint car event starts Thursday at the Tulare Thunderbolt. This is the 30th running of the event. They will pay out $300,000 in person prize money over the 3-day event. Corey Day is the defending winner, and he'll be back this season to defend. As of last Thursday, there are 74 teams entered for Trophy Cup, with several still with drivers listed as TBA. The list includes all of the usual California suspects, the Golubics, the Nettos, the Justin Sanders, all of those names. And there are plenty of travelers coming in. With the high limit season now done, we will see Rico Abreu, Zeb Wise, and Day in the field in their usual rides, the 24, the 26, the 14. Justin Peck, obviously he's out of the boot car, but he's listed in an entry for Clayton Snow. Corey Eliason, obviously out of the Ridge & Sons 8 car. He's going to race with Rod Tyner as he still tries to figure out what his sprint car future is. And Tyler Courtney is listed in the Works Limited 57X, not 57W. We haven't seen the Works Limited car since Jock Goodyear returned home to Australia a few weeks ago after the 2 National Tour West Coast swings. I previously mentioned Ryan Timms. He's listed on the entry list, but in his family car, while Roth has 2 entries, both listed as TBA. We're definitely going to keep an eye on that one over the next couple of days. If you want to see full details on Trophy Cup 30, head over to trophycup.org. Before we close out today, I just wanted to give a quick shout to Derek Hagar. This past weekend at Riverside, he won the first 25-lap USCS feature in the flip race, then went to the back, started 22nd, and drove through the field to win the second 25-lapper, the flop race. Hagar is the first driver in the 16-year history of the flip-flop to win both races. These are the types of performances we just don't see very often anymore with how tight and competitive these events and series have become, but hat tip to Derek Hagar. That's the daily show for today. If you want even more dirt racing content, make sure to follow DIRTRACKR across social media. We've got Twitter, we've got Facebook, we've got TikTok, Instagram, all of those things going all the time. So wherever you are online, we are as well. We just recently crossed over 20,000 followers on Facebook, so thank you guys for that. And the TikTok account is just about to cross 24,000. So big things happening on TikTok as well. I hope you guys have a great Monday out there. We will see you all right back here tomorrow.